Hi. Wow! Being on a rolly chair in a flowy gown just isn't the one. It's so long since I've been in front of a camera. The mug is fresh from work, so please excuse the beauty. I feel like I need to start with the old hello. Hi guys, it's me, Rodger Reviews, and it's been a while. So there is a huge gap in the last video and now. So I thought, what better to do than to fill you in on what's been happening and fill the gap. Now, I've also lost my lip gloss, so I have leaking, dripping, feeding, I think it's leaking, inking. Oh no, it's neither. Bleeding. My lips are bleeding together and I have no idea where my lip line is and where the lip gloss is. We're just gonna have to make do. So I'm looking at my Instagram over here, because I gotta go through my Instagram and kind of talk you through what inspires some looks that I did over the year and obviously what's happened with work. Because there's so much in personal things, well, like so much has happened in the last year or so. She is still in full body, full glam, although this keeps sliding under my chair. Oh, I'm not even, post a photo. I think if I wear this hair with the dress, it's very like Christmas tree. So I can get like a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. Maybe on. Okay girl, let's talk about this look. Let's talk about the look. You know what I've not done? It's like full on special effect makeup, not like this. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go for it. And I never felt sexier. The little bits on my shoulder were actually just like a cut up celebrations tub with tinfoil glued on top. Yeah, it was lockdown, we got crafty. The crazy thing about this as well is that like the eyes had so much detail on them, word of the day, but it all bled together and it looked weird. But by the time I sharpened it and things and like did the clarity filter on my room and things, I was like, oh my god, it all shows up and it looks even better than it does in person. And then I looked at the photos and I was like, ah, she's an artist, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, right. This is where I had my little breakdown. Yeah, this is when I decided to kind of just post, because I had done so much backlog of work that I was releasing on the schedule. But I had a little breakdown, like everyone did in lockdown. I was like, I just need to put all this out there and come off social media, do a bit of self-care, and I think this is when I started meditating. I think also at this point I was like so over like Instagram's algorithm. I was shadow banned, hashtags wouldn't work, people on my feed weren't seeing it. I don't know what Instagram was doing at the time, but that was the point where I also got over Instagram likes and views and things, because I kind of just turned myself on my head and was like, I've just created so much work that I'm so proud of, and that is enough. The Salvador Dali picture here was part of a bigger thing for me. It's like, not only was it therapeutic, I mean, I still had to work. I have so many hidden messages in my makeup as well. Like, sometimes I write words on my makeup, or when I do things like this, I do symbols, I do so much things that are part of my release for my art that no one will know unless I point it out, or if you look close enough and zoom in. This other look, this was something as well. This is like, you know, like the Davros cosplay, like in person, this, oh, it took me ages. It didn't look bam. And then as soon as I opened it on the laptop and looked at my computer, I was like, oh my god. The blending was correct, the highlights were correct, the line work was correct. But again, when I was faced with it, I was like, and I got this, like, in person, the lips. I didn't know what was on my face, but I still did it. So many things were going wrong because I was like such a perfectionist. I was like, it needs to be like this art. But that's not how art works. And also, when you're not doing it on a flat canvas, hello, it's difficult. I love incorporating my own photography into parts of my photos. Yeah, that's just a little thing. This is my makeup tutorial that I did for YouTube. No, see all you. And hello to everyone that watched it and still brings it up to this day. I did a tutorial for it. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do a quick shoot. And this was actually an outtake and one of the only photos I used for the shoot. But this would have been one of the last things I ever put on YouTube. So that is telling me that we're coming to the start of the end of the lockdown. Well, the third one, the second one, God knows. Ah, yes, because here it is. So if anyone remembers the whole NHS track and trace thing, probably seen me sat outside on a Saturday outside the Brewers doing your track and trace for you, making sure you booked your table. Sorry if anyone's triggered. The longer those restrictions were in place, the more people were making bookings, which meant I was kind of sat at a podium doing nothing, so then I just went around mingling and chatting nonsense to people. And then that's how I kind of started building up my position at the Brewers. Well, I started on like now and again on Saturdays, and it was Fridays and Saturdays. Obviously, the iconic look, the blue hair and the green blazer, which was from the photo shoot from the tutorial that I did. This was kind of the start of where I'm at now. I am now fully self-employed, which is very scary in these unprecedented times. But I've never been more happy, more stable, more supported, and more invigorated and inspired than I am right now. And well, we'll get into that. This one's so cute. So this was like my first shift back. This was an outfit and a wig that I had worn many moons ago at Kiki for Funhouse, and I revamped it. So Whiplash helped me tailor it to my new body, my corset. I had obviously now learned to do more interesting wigs. My gorgeous pads from Izzy. I literally messaged Izzy. I was like, girl, I'm going back to work next week. Can you please get me pads? Because I'm far too lazy to make my own. And she gave me a hard time. She was like, oh no, you can make your own pads, don't you? She's like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. I was like, please, I'm far too lazy. And God bless her. She made me pads and got me there for going back to work. So it was stunning. Me and Whiplash actually tailored this with my old pads, which was scary. Oh, hold on, I'm still in full drag. My text really hurt my toes. That didn't help. Ow! But yeah, this was the first shift back during the Brewers. Being able to go to people's tables like and stand and talk to them. This event was just outside in the summer, by the way. So being able to actually sit and speak to people like you can't do in nightclubs. So you'd be able to walk around, bounce table to table and just make sure everyone was alright, seeing what everyone was doing. To be honest, I just wanted to know how like the cocktails tasted. Oh yeah, so when I had my the breakdown I spoke about earlier, I stopped drinking after New Year, just for my own. This is when I started meditating. Oh, it's all falling into place now. So I started meditating at the start of 2021. I realized like alcohol was really not good for your body when you're spiritual and trying to release toxins and negative energy. So one of those things that I kind of gave up was alcohol. Me mouse! I gave up alcohol for my own like spiritual like journey thing. I was just like being able to speak to people and like engage in conversation in ways I'd never been able to do before, and especially at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And for me that was like so crazy. We had the 10 p.m. curfew as well, so it was like I'd never been able to engage with customers in that sense before, like actually hosting opposed to being on the street promoting for a venue. It was a completely new experience. I'm so grateful that I got to do it, because I just grew and grew, like from the restrictions of being outside with a curfew, most inside, and then just those restrictions dropping to the point where you can just party with all these people that you've not been allowed to hug. Like, I've known everyone for months and months and months, for like our regulars. I could never ever have like hugged those people or said hi or take selfies with them properly because there was restrictions in place. So when they all dropped, it was like a huge party, because it was like, oh my god, finally we can like have fun together. This is kind of making me nostalgic and taking me back to all these special moments of like in lockdown when the restrictions were in place, but everyone was still having fun, everyone was amazing outside. Like, because everything was outside, no matter what the weather, everyone was just electric. Like, Canal Street was just infused with like energy. That is something that I don't think I'll ever forget. Oh, this was cute. I'm not going to delve into it, but in the videos on my highlights, you can see that I wrote my name in graphic liner on my eyelids. Oh, but the amount of times people kept on going like, have you heard? I'm like, heard what? Like, you heard the news? And I'm like, no, what? And like, obviously I'm talking about the dress. So this here was actually something I did many moons ago when Kiki was open. I remember when I first wore it, the doorman at Kiki at the time says, oh, like, you should just do like tattoos, or like, he literally got a Sharpie and a pen and started drawing on the chains at my neck, and I was like, that is so cool. Whenever he wore this dress, I was like, I'm gonna do it properly, because like, I know what I'm doing now. I did like chains on my eyeliner, just got on my neck and things, and like, this goes down well all the time. I absolutely love it. Oh, right, okay, now we got to story time. I got this dress, absolutely gorgeous fishtail gown and hood, was made by Whiplash. So this was for the launch of when Popsicle was on Fridays, and there's our little cardie. So with this hood I was like, right, I'm going to do green hair again, let's establish it. With the little curl, the little baby curl wave in the front. I was like 7 foot tall. I was like, this is it, this is gorgeous. I just wanted to do more drag that was drag, instead of like buying dresses. Like, I had so many ideas and concepts that I wanted to do, but I'd never been able to sew yet. As I'm flicking through, I was just talking about this one, I was just having a cookie. But this wig, I was like, this is the blonde wig that I wore a few photos ago. I was like, I don't want to unstyle this, but I've worn this far too often. And I just got that cheap coloured hairspray from Hidden Corner and just put the cheap hairspray on it and then cleaned the lights again. A new wig. Not me wearing black hair with the blazer. Ooh. My blush is technically great though. This was like the first ever thing that I kind of pulled like together myself that was kind of actually sewn and tailored and all that jazz. I'd made a few things in the past, but it wasn't like incredible. For this, I had bought a dress and I was like, this dress is very like crazy. I love the fabric, but I was like, I don't like it. It's just a dress. I was like, I'm gonna order another one and I'm gonna do this. So I had this concept of like putting mesh panels in it, like Nude Illusion, making a face kini and all that jazz. And I was like, I want a big hat, a face kini, pleasers. Let's establish Club Kid Rodger right now. I'm always really scared because like at the brewers I was always serving like a lot of glam, like a glamorous host. Like the club is like a club. You want it to be more intriguing, more exciting. I used to wear 2 outfits on the weekends on a Friday. I used to get like ready at home, take my suitcase and then change into like my club outfit, so there was like 2 different things. This was one of my first ever looks and I'm very proud of it. People hate me if I skip this one. It's Rodger-ish. So this is when Popsicle started having tribute acts. This is how like Popsicle is now what it is. We had Absolute Britney. I was like, you know what, let's do a Britney theme. And I was like, what do? I did not pad. I obviously wasn't corseted in any sense of the words, and I was doing pretty drag, and I was like, sort of my comfort zone. I was like, so confident with my execution of the outfit and the look and the details that I was like, I did not care. I did not give a flying beat. And I was just so happy with it, and like, everyone knew what it was. I mean, I don't know why I spent £30 on a toy snake. I was like so desperate for it. I was like, I feel like I need it. And next day delivered it. I was so silly, but she's still in the cupboard. She's alright. She's hibernating for winter. I kept this outfit, and I don't know, maybe in the future she might come back out. I don't know what for, but this summer, preferably. Now we're getting into the good stuff. I had seen wizard sleeves. No, that's wrong. I keep calling them that because someone said it once and I found out what it actually means. Don't Google it. So I seen Whiplash had these gorgeous sleeves. And in my head I was like, oh, that's just like a skirt, but like on your arms. I was like, I could sew that, but I was like, I've never made an outfit like this before. I've never started anything from scratch. I was like, okay, if I just put it on a leotard, that's easy. So I was like, oh, leotard with sleeves, how hard can that be? So I took out one of my bodysuits out of my drawer, traced around it. Stretch fabric is fine. Pattern for a sleeve online, cut it out in a similar shape, and then sewn on this skirt and then I lined it and things. Like, I was like, oh, this is just like so dancery, like it's so plain. I was like, I'll just make a hat. I love a hat. I was like, you know what, better yet, let's shove another face kini on it. So I didn't even make a face kini out of this, it's just got a hole in a morph suit. Again, never made a morph suit in my life, a cat suit in my entire life, but I done it. Yeah, I made this entire thing. This was, I think, again, one of the best things I ever done for myself was to like buy those pleasers and just go with this crazy fabric again, like a Salvador Dali kind of esque thing where the lips comes through, like the one eye. Like when I'm in this, people don't even know if I can see or not, if I've even got an eye, because the hat is so distorted and crazy. Again, this is just something I absolutely winged. I just did the cutting out around my bodysuit. I'm very good at like, I can deconstruct things in my mind. If someone asks me to make something like that, I can deconstruct it, do your measurements, try it on you and then tailor it. I was like, I can't make you something from scratch professionally based on just measurements and stuff. I can't do it. I can't do patterns. Haven't done a pattern in my life. I've got a bit of paper with where my Adam's apple is, where my like peak in my bust goes, my waist, all that jazz. I was like, but it's not got the shape, it's just the dots. I can't do patterns, I don't know why. I'm kind of like, I always say it's like Sherlock, when Sherlock does everything in his mind. That's how I create my garbage, really. The hat, I'll never tell my secrets, but a lot of wire, a lot of hot glue, and a lot of spray adhesive. Here's a really cute photo of Barry. Oh, look at Barry. Thank you, little Barry. This is also when Friday nights became Attitude with your Attitude Collective, myself, Cardiac Arrest, Lexi Black, and Viol, with Forbid, DJ Forbid. He kills it every Friday downstairs at the Brewers. As to the girls, you give us a follow at attitude_collective on Instagram. we decided to put popsicle. We put popsicle on the Saturday evening. So there was like a larger crowd for the tribute acts because the night was so like it was such a good idea. But when you did it so early on a Friday, people were just coming out. So on the Saturdays, it just kind of peaked because people were like, oh my god, I really want to see this, but I don't finish work until like 7, etc. So on Saturdays, it just kind of took off, and now it's like got such a name for itself. Everyone knows, like every Saturday there's a tribute act in Brewers, and we have some of the best tribute acts. Some of the best. If you've ever been, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ah, this is this look, except I don't have that hair, even though it's very Cinderluvu, very Hoovel, probably more Christmassy. This look was based on a few things. So like on my Instagram highlights, I've got like the inspiration for all the looks that I create. So it was based on like Iris Van Herpen's thing from Met Gala. A lot of things, and to be honest, a lot of things when I'm sewing, I'm like, I don't really have a pure intention of like where it's going or like a definite inspiration. I just kind of sew when it happens. Again, like be very spiritual now and just believe that the essentially like spiritual. And I'm very spiritual now. I just believe that like everything I'm doing, like I'm trusting what's happening. I'm trusting the process, as Sexy Sean would say.
Trust the process. I don't know what the process is.
Oh no, this is one of my favourite things I've ever done. No, I love Cher. I love Cher. Everyone loves Cher. Like, I just wanted to wear the exact thing, but I was like, I'm never going to be able to replicate a Maki. That's so much ostrich feather, I'm too poor. But then I was like, oh, Cher had that really long hair, so I ended up buying like a 62-inch or 69-inch weave, whatever it was. So like I've now got this like really long black wig that I'm probably never going to wear because it's going to be a pain in the bum to wear on shift. So I might wear it for a few photo shoots. If New Year's Eve goes ahead, I'm going to wear it. Just because it's a full Cher fantasy, that long black hair, the Bob Mackie. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Lush. But yeah, it's giving Cher. I made this on a whim as well, actually. I seen, what was it? It was Candy Muse at Dragfest, and I just loved it. The hat, and then no wig. If I'm not wearing no wig on shift, I'm not having a good time. I was like, I need this, but I was like, I had to Rodgify her, obviously. Rodgify? Rodgify it? Rodgify it, love that. So it was inspired by Candy Muse. It was originally meant to be a dress. Oh, actually, that's what happened. I said to Doll's Nest, what are you wearing? So I made the exact opposite of the pattern she was wearing. So she had a dress with this, like, where you can see it in this photo. So I was like, I read it out, I was like, this just isn't very Rodger. I was like, what if I put a skirt on it? I was like, this looks very weird to add a skirt with a skirt. Okay, I'm gonna make a hat. Okay, I'm gonna make a hood with the hat. So yeah, this was inspired by, obviously Candy Muse was imprinted in my head. It's too similar not to reference it. And don't... Oh my god, I forgot about worrying about my air freshener when I recorded. Sorry. So much has happened, like since we come out of lockdown, I'm still like boom, boom, boom. Oh my god, like I'm distracted by bright lights, loud noises, everything. If something's happening, I'm like, ooh. I mean, this hair's not the one now. Where's she coming from? Wow, just like pulled my lash off. It was this gorgeous sparkly blue fabric. It had the black lining inside as well, so it didn't even need lined or hemmed. It's just gorgeous. The only thing is when I'm wearing it, there's glitter everywhere. My favourite thing, Robin Banks always loves this as well, is like when I've got like a hood or a face kitty on, I still put earrings through it. Like, it looks so good! Yeah, this was obviously like a replica of like what Doll's Nest was wearing, but Rodger 5 inspired by Candy Muse. But it really wasn't inspired by Candy Muse until I realised it was the exact same as Candy Muse. Right, so we're going to ignore the fact that this part of my lace was like never glued down in the first place. If you've been around for a while, you know this is a dress that I've had for almost like 3 years since I started drag. But I was just so obsessed with hats now. I was like, I'm just going to accessorise my old dresses. So this wig is actually just a black lace front wig with the fringe cut off of a hard front. So it's literally a clip-in band. This hat was made of a mixing bowl. The actual hat part was a kitchen mixing bowl. I need to reinvent it because I wore that dress so much. I was like, if I do crazy makeup, I'll make a hat because I'm obsessed with hats now, apparently. I do not have the storage for these hats to the point where I want to move into a house so I can put them all in the attic. That is going to help. Accessorising and reinventing stuff you've already got is a bit more creative and inspiring than it is to say, okay, I've got this theme, I'm going to do this. Because I have to do it from scratch. Whereas like, if you're challenging yourself to make something old look new, I think I appreciate that more. Oh, she's still recording, she's not run out of battery. Or, I used to have it in storage. I used to run out of storage all the time because I film this on my phone. Oh, right. Again, if you've been here since the start, or even if you just joined, you've probably seen me post about it, but sirens. Love mermaids. Love mermaids. Love mythology. Love sirens. Hello. There's a TV series about it, actually. Very good. I was actually rewatching it. That's what I was watching. I spent like days, I make it sound so dramatic. I spent days thinking, what was I watching? Because I've been sat here in silence for a few days, thinking, what have I been watching? What have I been doing? But I was watching Siren again. Because I watched the first season and then apparently it was cancelled, but then suddenly there's a season 2 and 3, so I passed the time. Anyway, Siren. When I did my Siren like during lockdown, again, this was like one of those things where I was like, oh, I can just do it really rough and patch it up on Photoshop. And even the first time I did it, I edited the photos to black out my eyes and things. But this time around, a girl ordered Scaleras. She made an entire new skin. I think I've actually got some clips of when I made this, but like I dipped the fishnets in coffee and just water, like infused water, so like I dyed the fishnet thing to make it the colour it is. I ordered, oh my god, the tiara. I was going to wear this tiara tonight because I would have made it a lot more Christmassy and glitzy. I knew I forgot something. Hello. Fun fact is, like, so much of this and the elements within this look were all taken from the very first time I did this. Like, the fishnets over the shoulders with, like, leads inserted into it. The blackout eyes. So, like, I used the crazy slashes from Eldora for this look. They were massive. And I had also done, like, the tooth enamel to black out my teeth. So, fun fact. I've started invisible braces, like the clip-in things, and I went to get my teeth shaved on that Friday morning. So I was like, can I do this? Because I was so scared that like the tooth enamel would like stain or stick to the shaved parts of my teeth. But like, so many people also knew that I was getting my teeth shaved. So like when I showed up to work like that, they were like. I also hand painted and sewn a bodysuit to go underneath so that I didn't have to do full body paint, obviously. My sexy John put it on and I was kind of just like contouring it and things with some spray paint, which was not the best to inhale. But again, the blue wig has been there since day one. And I made the most restricting skirt you have ever seen in your life. My legs were like a pencil, like, it was like, oof. When I was putting all this together, it's one of those looks where it's when you're putting it together that it matters. It's when you're putting like it on and putting it all together that it kind of falls into place. You can't preemptively put it all together. Yeah, not only was I running late already, I then realised I had to walk around to work, which is a 2-3 minute walk. 25 minutes. It took me 25 minutes to do a 2-minute walk. Then stairs, trying to get up and down stairs. Trying to move around. I had these big spikes coming out of my elbows and my shoulders that were catching on everything. It was the first time since the first time I had did my siren look that I had did like a fully realised concept, physical, like in person kind of working in it. I don't know why that was so long-winded. And also, if you've noticed, like because of these braces, I've got like a bit of a lisp, or like sometimes my speech is kind of not proper because like my tongue kind of catches the top of my mouth where it is. And also if my teeth look shiny, it's because of the plastic. And to bring us up to date, it was a Lady Gaga inspired look for Donna Marie's popsicle. Originally this was almost going to be like an exact replica of a few of the references I had for it. I was looking at all my fabric and I was like, oh, I'm just not really feeling a replica because that's something you can't always wear. You know, that's like, it's like the Britney thing, that's for Britney. Like, I'm gonna make it like more me so that I can actually wear it. The issue with this was it didn't have much stretch. Not much at all. But somehow, it didn't need a zip. I just made the chest so open enough that you can't see it because of the hood. But I got this fabric out the box and I was like, right, I'm gonna go with this. So basically what I did, this is how bored I've been since becoming self-employed. I went through everything I own, all my suitcases, all my wardrobes, all my outfits, all my fabric, all my little bits like horsehair and fire, like everything, like zips. I took photos of it all and put it in organised folders on Google Drive. Yeah. But at least when I'm in bed thinking about outfits and things, I could be like just looking through that and knowing that I can get up and make it. Which is what happened with this. And besides the belts, actually, I had to run to Primark the morning off for those. To the costume shop, I got the Gaga glasses and just hot glued a hell of a ton of little Diamante table toppers. onto the glasses. I just made a hood the same way that I've seen Whiplash do it. Another thing, I had my pleasers on, my Club Kid pleasers, and I was like, this isn't Gaga, this is just, it's not referencing enough that this is a resemblance to Gaga. Yes, I had the glasses and the bang and the hood and the shoulders and everything, but I was like, I didn't feel confident in it, so I woke up and I was like, nope, I'm not doing it, and I Amazon primed pleaser boots to work. God knows how they had my size. God knows how they had Prime before 7 p.m. on the day off. But I was like, I couldn't not. So halfway through the shift, I actually went downstairs and changed my shoes, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I just loved it. And I think I matched the blue glove to the blue bits in the fabric, because there's only little subtle bits of blue on that fabric. But I was like, the hair in the glove can pull that out. I was like, you've got the black in the shoulder pads, which I think was just... Yeah, that was just foam that I then put vinyl over. And then I put these little shoulder sleeves on, and then I have to actually stitch that onto the bodysuit after I made it. But every single bit of this photo, besides the fabric, is a reference to Gaga. The little biker glove is Gaga. I just put the blue underneath as well. Shoulder pads. There were so many parts of this costume that I was like, is this too much? Like, do I need this? Do I need the glasses? Should I do the shoulder pads because that's part of a different reference photo? Do I do the chain belt or do I do a thick belt? Do I order these pleasers at 5 p.m? There was so much. I was like, I'm kind of really happy with the way it turned out, just because this is something I could wear again. This is something I could unstitch the shoulder pads from as well. I could do so much with this, and those boots are going to last me forever as well. So it just fell into place. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm now in my phase where like everything I'm doing, I'm like somehow it's referenced back to Gaga. Oh my god, you can view highlights on desktop. Should hear me nice. Oh, actually, honorary like kind of injunction here is I started performing now and again as well. Wasn't really performing before lockdown. But shout out to New Union for having me on their stage. Got to do like a lot of artistic depictions of just stuff. So I've had a lot of emotional relief out of performing, which I do this thing when I'm watching my videos of me performing. I'm like, I have like, I don't know if it's the definition of imposter syndrome or not, but I'm like, that can't be me, that's not me. I just feel like two different things. I feel like performing is a whole other element of drag for me. Well, in the words of Lawrence Cheney, that's it. I know it's been a very, very long time. And I also thought I forgot how to talk to a camera, but that was so easy. I don't know how long this video is, but I really haven't missed editing. I still don't have to collage it with episodes of Drag Race that are flipped around and rotated and blurred to avoid copyright. Oh my god, I forgot how to do an outro though. I feel like I never actually knew how to do it in the first place, but here we are. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Give it a like, subscribe, tell me I'm pretty. Tell me it was worth searching for this tiara for about 10 minutes. I was scooting and rooting for boxes and suitcases to realise it was actually just behind my seat the entire time. Like a princess. A Christmas princess. Oh my god, this is how I did my outros. I remember, I always just chatted so much nonsense and went on spirals at the end of my videos. Anyway, like this video, tell me you miss me, tell me you love me, and hopefully I'll be back soon. I don't know. I'll see what happens. If I do come back, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Anyway, see ya. My toes still hurt.